She wanted to tell me about how she'd changed, what she'd learned about herself, and what real love is. She wanted me to see that the person she became is someone that I could respect and maybe be friends with again. I wanted to get out of there, so I told her I'd consider it. She gave me her number, and I went home. My mother and sister had already heard about it from Sarah's mom. So I'm a big dumb victim of a big dumb Hallmark Christmas movie hit job. My sister and mom told me that they kept up with Sarah since our divorce and they know that she's changed and that I should hear her out. My dad just shook his head and walked off. My brother thought all of this was hilarious. I asked if he wanted to chime in, and he just shrugged his shoulders and said that since Sarah and I knew each other from when we were kids, I should at least hear her out just to keep the peace between our families since we live in a small town. Her family would feel insulted if I didn't talk with her. I know that she's living with her parents now, so it seems like her life has completely pooped the bed. I'd like to get the gory details as maybe a form of schadenfreude, but it's all behind me now, and I think it would all just make me sad. I guess I'm a better man now that I'm more mature, more wealthy, and fitter than I was when I was with her, but I'm still the same guy she didn't have chemistry or connection with back then. So whatever comes out of her mouth would be bullshit. I think she's probably a dragon cosplaying as a princess and wants me to be her white knight. Fuck that. My mom and sister are pushing hard for me to meet her, and my mom says that she's afraid that if I don't hear Sarah out, Sarah's mom will resent her and make her social life more complicated. Let me clarify that I have no intention of returning with Sarah. Sarah is wonderful, as are the women of Romania, Iceland, and elsewhere. And they have the bonus of not breaking my heart. I'm interested in hearing about what happened to her after she dumped me and to smooth things over for my folks. What do you think, Reddit? Should I go? I kind of want to. Talk me down off the ledge. Would I be the a-hole if I ghosted my ex-wife? Update, 11 days later, after I posted, my mom and sister kept bugging me about it for the next couple of days until I caved. I know. I made it clear to them that I had no intention of getting back together with Sarah and that I was pissed that they thought there was a chance I'd get back together with someone who stabbed their son and brother in the heart. Finally, I told Sarah I'd meet her at the playground at our old school. It's a small town, so there's only one K-12 school. When we met, I told her that I was just there as a favor to our parents and my sister. She acknowledged that and we engaged in a little small talk. She told me that she had started following me on social media, and she saw how I'd been all over the world. She even commented on my girlfriend in Romania. I told Sarah her name was Monica and we had a great time together. She then started in with the juicy stuff I wanted to hear. Unfortunately, it wasn't very juicy. Just regular boring relationship crap. She started living with the guy and it quickly became apparent that, once she was with him, the relationship went from an exciting affair to a regular humdrum relationship. She said she knew the forbidden sparks were gone the first time she had to pick up and launder the guy's skid-marked underwear. Yep, she left me for a guy who was barely toilet trained. She said she was in denial that she couldn't have thrown me away for a guy who was no good, so she doubled down by marrying him. Sarah was always very stubborn. He was a good salesman and earned a lot in commissions but was bad with money. They had a lot of fights about money and household chores and finally, she caught him cheating with a coworker. She left him with a wrecked credit score. She was pregnant with his kid at the time, so she got a termination. This is something no one in our families knows about. She's been living with her parents and working at the same feed store her dad works at. She said she wanted to reconnect with me because we were childhood friends and had been each other's best friends for 17 years, and she missed me. She started on about how much therapy she'd been through and that she is a completely different person now. She wants me to know how much she cares about me and that girl I was best friends with is still there and blah blah blah. I can't even write this manipulative tea out anymore. I guess I'm not a nice guy anymore. I didn't want to start any kind of beef with her family or mine, so I just told her that I had also changed since she dumped me. I told her that when I touch something and get burned, I don't touch it anymore. I told her it was great that she had worked on herself, but some new guy, idiot, would have to benefit. When I look at her, all I see is her crying, telling me she's leaving me holding a proverbial knife with my blood all over it. In my mind, she's a person who says, honey, I love you, but I also love stabbing. No, thank you, ma'am. I told her that if we got together, the resentment would make me treat her like crap all the time, and she didn't want or deserve that. I told her good luck in her future endeavors, and I hope she keeps up with her changes. I also told her that I had to leave to go to Iceland for Christmas. She was tearing up and trying not to let me see her cry, and I pretended not to notice. Dad was disappointed I caved to mom and sister. He made it like I failed the test of manhood. I told my mom and sister not to expect any wedding bells or grandchildren/nephews anytime soon. My brother called me a simp and so I had to wrestle him. He got me in a headlock. The guy's getting too big and I held back too much. I left for Iceland the next day, and I'm there until the new year. Then, I'm headed to Budapest for a follow-up project. Sarah is not invited.